Hi, welcome to my first Cambridge Open Studio. I'm going to give you a video tour for those who weren't able to make it but would really like to see what I've been up to. Come on in. So in my lounge I have most of my paintings. I'll stand in the middle and show you what I've got. I try to use every bit of space in my house because I've got so much work. I wanted to show as much of it as I could. Each painting has got a title, what paint I've used, and the size and the price, so people don't have to ask. These are my watercolours, where I've been experimenting, playing with watercolour ink, dribbling and blowing the ink across the paper, things like that really. Over this side I've got some other small ones, some are watercolours, this is an experiment with spray paints and Uniposca pens. Down here these were done with felt tip pens with my eyes closed actually, and then adding to them with water. Most of my paintings in this room were actually done live, painted live at various events. So this one here, this was done at David's tent. These two down here were done as part of the promo for Cambridge Open Studios at the Town and Country Show. This one down here was painted at a Camborne evening service. This one was painted on King's Parade outside Great St Mary's in the centre of Cambridge. This one at our church carol service. This one over here was done at King's Church in Norwich at a women's conference. And then over here I have some big pieces. These were painted live in Cambridge Town Centre as performance art. Let me show you. So this was the last painting I did, which was a week ago. It was last Saturday, and it's called Decked in Delight. It's a celebration of being loved really, so it's purposely childlike and confident and joyful, because that's how being loved makes you feel, being accepted for who you are. I've got silver, I've got bright pinks and reds and turquoises, because they're the colours that I delight in really. They express delight to me anyway. You can see my video of this being created on YouTube. But I start with the graphite underneath to music. I squirt paint from bottles and then I use a shower squeegee to sort of spread it around. I hone in on certain bits and spray paint around them to highlight them. Then I put stickers on and I use spray paint to create patterns. Let me show you the other one in this room anyway. So this one, let me stand back. This one is called Freedom Song. I did this in Cambridge. This was the very first one I did as live art actually, outside Boots. And Freedom Song, it's a celebration of freedom really. It's a celebration of being who I'm made to be. So I've used really bright, vivid colours that I'd associate with feeling free and at ease and comfortable and accepted. It's all quite vibrant. So I create these by sitting in the middle. They're on the floor, and at some point I get up and I work out which way round I think the piece needs to be, and where the areas of interest are, what needs highlighting, just moving it from a wonderful mess into becoming a piece of art, really. What I love about these pieces is that when you start looking closely, you find like paintings within the painting. So I actually take photographs of the close-up parts of these paintings, and then I make them into a montage and I sell those as well. Let me show you one. So here we go. These are close-up detail shots from one of my giant pieces that I put into a montage and sell as a photograph. And over here are some of my series. So this is my Felicity series, where I've just had fun in my studio playing with spray paints and splashing, and yeah, it's happy, that's why it's called Felicity, and this one's Pursuit. I think these little pictures are quite a good summary of my style and what I love, really. People say my work's got joy in it and vibrancy, and I love colour, and I love mess, and I love detail and order too. I splat the paint, allow it to partially dry, and then I colour in the spots with other colours to bring new life into them, some interest into them. Next to the kitchen. In the kitchen we have the print area. So I've got my prints here. These are poster prints. These are open edition, A2 and A3. So I've done a cheap version of my paintings. You can get all my paintings, even the really big ones like this one, for £20–30. I felt I wanted to be able to make my art accessible to everybody. If I'm painting these giant paintings in the city centre, I want kids to be able to get mementos for their bedroom of what they've seen me create, as well as hopefully selling the original pieces as stretched canvases, you know, to go in giant homes or office spaces for, you know, a good amount of money. And here, these are giclée prints. So these are limited edition prints that I've mounted of my giant pieces too, and other ones. You'll be recognising these images, they reproduce. So these are on paper, obviously, and here's my sticker. That's what I've said on each one. Put it back. And over here I've got canvas prints, so giclée limited edition canvas prints. Again, you'll recognise the images because these are reproductions, and different sizes. So this is like the biggest size that you can get of my big art, but as a reproduction. So instead of it being nearly £1,000, it's 400, which is more doable for some, or a smaller version. Visitor book from yesterday. Feature in the magazine. My cards. Sold a lot of my crochet cards yesterday. So over here is my crochet. Crochet in frames. Crochet bunting. Key rings and necklaces, earrings and things. And magazine articles and books where I've been featured with my crochet. And up here there's another giant piece in the sunshine. Let's go a bit closer for you. This one is called I Am Me. And here next to it I've actually got a video playing, a time-lapse of it being created. One in the town centre, so the one I showed you in the lounge, and one I did in my studio as well. Let me show you the digital area. So at the top are my light paintings done with slow exposure on my camera in sort of dark places with lots of lights, so at concerts. Let me show you a bit closer. These are printed on canvas. And then these are canvas prints as well of my digital art that I do on my iPad. And these are photo prints in frames of my digital art as well. My sketchbook down here for people to flick through. Just emphasise my love of colour. A Pantone colours book. Where I sort of study colour, I look at yellow, everything about yellow, the connotations that colour has, good and bad. Because colour is really important to me. I use it to tell a story, I use it to communicate emotion and to speak from my heart, really. And here I've got a video playing of my digital art, how it comes about, a sort of time-lapse video of that, which is also on my YouTube channel. Right, to the garden studio and interactive art. So yesterday we had children and adults getting stuck in. And down to my studio. So yesterday I actually spent a lot of time in here and people came to find me. I had a friend who was helping me in the house, just showing people around. And then they came down and asked me questions and saw where I work. So this is where I work. I love drumming, hence animal on my wall. There's something really expressive and physical and obviously rhythmical about it. So here I'm set up to do some art. These are pieces that I started last week in town as part of the Cambridge Open Studios promo, really. There was a stand and I was doing painting demonstrations, so I did some that I haven't finished, so I'm going to do some splatting and some more spraying. These are stickers, and maybe finish those off if I have time. People can see me actually working. So here are some of my bits and pieces. I love my pens, my paint pens and my spray paints. I put my paint into bottles because I do a lot of live art, taking them somewhere else. I don't want to take my big bottles over here. So I've been developing different spray options for where I can't take my spray paints indoors. So some of these bottles are neat paint, but some of them I've mixed up with water already, which helps me to splat them better and to dribble them, and just saves me time sort of mixing as well while I'm out and about doing stuff in public. It's been really interesting to put my work up and to see it all as one exhibition, to see the connection between the colours and vibrancy and the neatness of my crochet next to my expressive, messy pieces that people can see that it's by the same person, which is really exciting actually to me, to find that I've found a style. I have my style, and you can see this is a Kate Green. The colours, there's a real connection, but also circles. Been loads of comments about the circles in my work. Circles to me mean a number of different things depending on what the painting is and what colours I'm using. They can communicate a sense of wholeness. They remind me of being held and feeling safe. There's almost a feeling of sort of being in a womb before life started, or like a seed, a pod, waiting to open with all its potential and all excitement before it. Sometimes I use circles in a negative, with a negative meaning. This is called I'll Hold Your Nerve, and it's about worry. So you can get into patterns of worry, cycles, circles of worry. So that's what this one is about, really, of being stuck in a circle. of worry, but actually what you need is a way out. So this white across it is a straight line. It's being given a way out of being stuck in a circle of worry. And over here, this is inspired by the Sting song, Windmills of My Mind. It's all about sort of wheels turning, you know, whirling, mind, head spinning, just being really busy, just too much going on, and the need sometimes to just stop and take a break, take a moment. So it's called press pause. So yeah, that's what the white is in the middle. It's just a chance to stop and take a break. This one up here is called Yet Still. Again, circles in it. These circles represent bubbles actually, and also blisters. You see the blisters. There's, it's called Yet Still because it's about choosing to keep loving, choosing to keep going when things are really tough, when you're grieving, when you're ill. You still have people around you that need you to push beyond. It's about making a choice, and as you do that, it starts to get easier. It starts with little bubbles and it builds and bubbles up and rises and becomes more natural and normal. But it's about a beautiful perseverance. So that's why it's got blisters, pretty blisters, because when you persevere through hard times in love for others around you, that's a beautiful thing. This painting up here, it's called Live Out Loud. It's about being fragrance, about doing people good, about when you leave the room, what have you left behind? Have you left kindness? Have you left an energy that blesses people? Have you left peace with people? What impact do we have on those around us? So it's about being a beautiful fragrance. So it's very vivid. It hopefully looks like fragrance. It looks like whirling, swirling scents. Down here, this one is called Extravagant Dimensions. It's about being set free from a pixelated existence, really, of feeling boxed in, of being limited, like in Minecraft, you know, the game where everything's made of little boxes. It's actually, it's a cool game, but it's life is limited. It's just this sense of breaking free from that and living life to the full, really, of not being dominated by fear or by worry what people will think of you, and just getting on with enjoying life and doing what you're made to do and being who you're made to be. So these are my serendipity series, where in my studio I've played around with ideas, played around with medium to work out how to get certain effects, particularly trying to get the effects I get with spray paints but without the spray paints, so that where I can't use spray paints in live paintings I can still get the same details and interest into my work. I'll show you the other two. These are number 3 and 4, my serendipity series. It's called serendipity because they're full of happy accidents, really. That's how my paintings work, is I try stuff and sometimes I come across things that excite me and then I do them again. And so this painting here is called Who I Am, and it's just a simple celebration of this is me, this is take it or leave it sort of thing. It's coming to terms with who you are and not trying to be somebody else, not trying to copy others, or but to actually embrace the person you've been created to be, and yeah, to be comfortable in your own skin, really, to not waste time and energy wishing things were different. So it's very childlike and expressive, simple, dancey, confident. It's using fluorescence and big marks. These are the colours that I absolutely love, and yeah, it's just me sort of having fun and just sort of accepting myself as I am, really. I feel like these really big pieces are the most me in some ways, because they're a combination of big, mess, loud sort of expression, having fun, not caring what people think, but they've also got sort of finer details. They're about focusing in on intricate things too, and celebrating detail. Thank you for coming to my virtual exhibition, and if you've got any questions, do ask away. I love to talk about my work and to share it with people and inspire people. I'm still learning and hoping to be transparent and just share what I do and what I've learned so far anyway. It's been a lot of work, much more than I expected, and I didn't get everything finished that I was hoping to, and I'm usually very organised. I've learned masses, I've made amazing connections with people, future projects are on the cards with various visitors, and hopefully inspire people. I'm just sort of sharing what my paintings are about. People seem to love the abstract and the colour and the circles. It's just been really positive. So yes, I'm tired, but it's well worth it, and definitely doing it next year, and I'm going to try and do more than one weekend. We'll see. But thanks for coming. Bye.